So there's this scene in the movie Rocky 2 where Mickey is telling Rocky the way to beat Apollo is speed. You gotta have speed. You have to have greasy speed. And I'm thinking, that's kind of your off-season. That's what your off-season was about, right?
Yeah, we did try and address that part, and we were excited about the players we brought in. They can skate, some bigger bodies too. I saw the effect Torpachenko had on our team the last 18 months, and I really think to add more players like that is going to be beneficial.
You know, I know you've had probably more talented rosters on the NHL team, but have you ever had a situation where you have 12 first rounders, 25 and younger?
No, we haven't done that, and it's sort of nice not to have done that because you've been a successful franchise for a long time. But I think for us to get back to where we want to get to, I think this is how you build that foundation. And Frank, what we want to do is get a number of players that prove their NHL worth and then can grow together. And now if the ones that show their NHL caliber players, they could play the better part of 6, 7, 8 years together. And I think when you build that bond in the room and away from the rink, it really shows up on the ice.
So you're being awfully altruistic with Alexander Steen, because if I were you and I was going to get out in 2 years, I would try to get the best players on the NHL roster now, but you're stocking this thing for him for the future.
Yeah, I think ultimately our goal is always to have a short and a long-term look, and the reality was for a decade or a better part of 11 years, we had a short-term outlook. We were trying to we had veteran teams that were capable of winning championships, and then that window closed, and what we're trying to get back as quick as possible. And I'm excited about this team because we have a lot of young talent. I 100% know that the players that have to lead us offensively are Kyrou, Thomas, and Buchnevich. They have great support above them with veteran players like Shen and Falk and Leddy and Parenko, and we have a young group pushing. And so it's going to be a good group to see how they can come together, and I hope my vision of how they can play together proves itself to be true.
And the competition at this training camp with all these young talented players, it's going to be fierce.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think not only we've talked about that internally, that you go to training camp and you say no one's job is safe, and but like in 2012 to 2019, everyone knew that 18 jobs were safe. Right now, there is going to be good competition, and I think the young players want to make sure if we're having X amount of young players on the team, they want to be one. But I also think that the veterans want to make sure that their status in critical situation is there, and they're going to have to fight off that next group coming. So we're going to have great competition, and we're at a point right now where competition is going to dictate who plays and who doesn't.
The acquisition of Philip Roberg seems exactly what the franchise needed, a potential top 4 guy who's long, he skates. What's his upside?
I think you have it bang on. I think he's certainly a top 4 defenseman, and when I looked at the Oilers' depth chart going into this season, everyone had him penciled in on the right side in their top 4. We view him as a natural left, which is perfect for us because we've got Falk and Parenko. We think that at 23 years old, there is a saying that you don't know about an NHL defenseman until 250 games. He's got 80, and so I'm tapping the brakes on thinking we're going to see the finished product with these young guys this year, but we're going to start that process now, and I just think he's a young guy that we can grow around on the back end.
I know you talked about it the other day, the theory about signing offer sheets. You said you'd do it to your own mother. Any reaction from other GMs around the league, not that you care?
Yeah, there was, not to say intrigue, there was questions on why you did it, how'd you go about doing it, what's the thought process, and I share that. I think, I want to see the manager, I want to see other managers do well, but ultimately my main job is caring about the St. Louis fan base and the St. Louis Blues, and I honestly would do whatever I have to do to within the rules to improve our team, and it doesn't happen very often because the moons don't align correctly very often. One of the decisions the Oilers made, which I totally understood, was that cap space is king for them right now, so they didn't match. And so cap space was king for us, and we used it to get players. And so it's where you're at in your growth pattern and what you have accessible to you. We had draft picks and we had cap space, and we wanted to maximize that.
So it's like a perfect storm for you.
For us, it was a perfect storm.
Yeah. Any backlash at all? Even a little joking from other GMs at all?
No, not really. Everyone understands what we're here to do, and I think the guys respect that. Some might not think it was appropriate. Some might not believe that this is how to build a team, but that's not how I think, and that's really what I have to go to bed with every night, and I wake up every morning with the same smile on my face.
So you're turning 60 in September. You look like you're 50. Any slowing down at all? I mean, do you have the exact same energy level now that you did 15 years ago?
Actually, probably a little higher. I'm not chasing kids around anymore. So no, I do. I love being in the field. I love traveling with our scouts. I love traveling with other managers. You add in the international competition that's on the horizon, being part of talking to people about building another team of the best of the best. I'm the luckiest guy in the world right now, and I do wake up every day understanding I am the luckiest guy in the world.
So last year you made a prediction that you thought this team could be one of those teams really close to making the playoffs, and the prediction was correct. What about this year's team?
I think this year's team is going to compete for a playoff spot. I'm interested to see how it comes together. We have great competition. There's also needs to be great sacrifice this year too. To be, you want all 18 skaters to feel part of a team, and so guys that maybe play a lot of ice time are going to have to sacrifice maybe one part of the special teams so someone else can have a role on our team, and that's what we're going to see. Everybody says they want to be part of a winning team. It's what do you sacrifice to be part of that winning team? And I got the utmost faith in our guys that they're willing to pull guys along and help guys along. And we talked earlier in this conversation about the importance of Shen and of Falk and of Parenko and of Letty and of Sod, of helping these guys share their experiences, what it's like to be the man, and help them reach those goals. So I'm excited about where we're going to go. There's a little more excitement because there's younger players that are pushing more than ever before, and I think that excitement's going to be like that for a couple of years, because next year, Snuggy's going to be in this conversation, and some of the guys we've drafted over the last couple of years are going to be pushing to make the team, and it's an exciting time. I think it reminds me a lot of, Frank, of when I came here working for John and Larry. I thought they did an unreal job before I got here of acquiring young players. Then you let them grow, and then you build a team. Right now, it's starting to build a team because we have the young players.
Final thought. So if some of these first rounders really hit, and Kyrou and Thomas really become legitimate stars, this thing could really be special.
Well, I try not to look at it like that. If we do our job every day and get better every day, I think it can be special. And it's not just those players. They may get all the limelight offensively, but you have to have a team. You have to kill penalties, you have to block shots, you have to manage the puck. And that has to be not only from those players, but throughout the lineup. And that's what I think the coach's job responsibility is, and the management is to install those winning theories that become habits.